Hey guys, it's me again. I was just thinking cleverly to myself how most people that are in a democracy, I suppose, actually are more interested in a dictatorship. And I can prove it in my clever way. I was just thinking, most people, once a government is elected, it doesn't matter if you voted for the president or you didn't vote for the president, if one of the key, whatever you want to call them, points that the president made during the campaign, if he promised something and it doesn't seem to come true, people get upset, and then as soon as the next election comes up, they vote for the other guy, or maybe they vote for the same guy just because that's what they do. It happens all the time. I was just thinking, it's a democracy for a reason. You guys want a democracy until the government or the president is in power, and then everyone wants a dictatorship. Unfortunately, no president, no prime minister, no leader, unless it's a dictatorship or some other kind of dictator-like government, is in power. Unless that's in power, there is no way it can be instantly done. Any idea, if a government wants marijuana to be legalized, it still has to go to vote by the people, or, I don't know, it depends on the various issues, but it has to go to vote, and usually both sides want to research it, and then they put it on hold, and then they argue it again, and then they put it on hold, and then they go to vote, and if the vote isn't unanimous sometimes, or if it's not, what do I want to say, not unanimous, or, it's just not a majority or whatever, then the whole process starts over. So it actually can take years for any of these things to go through, and that's funny. Apparently, it doesn't matter if a president decided a point and he put it through or whatever, if he put it in motion, if it goes through 10 years later, whoever is president at that time will be given the credit even though he had nothing to do with it. He maybe even opposed it. So, I don't know, it just takes time. It's not just, 4 years is a long time, but when it comes to democracy, it's really not. Democracy is the best for the people, but the worst for the country, in that I'm completely for democracy. I'm not a dictatorship type person at all. I just had a really good history teacher when I was younger, and I don't know, she kind of pointed this out to me. It's just, as soon as someone's in government, they want everything done now, and it's just impossible. It's going to go to vote, which is why it takes a long time, and by the time that it even maybe goes through, it might be out of date already, and useless and pointless, and people might be upset with that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is Plato, because he was the one who said dictatorship was he said democracy. He didn't like democracy. He said the only way democracy would work is everyone who was in the vote or voting was a philosopher. And that kind of makes sense to me, because a lot of people are ignorant when it comes to voting, but it's not hard to be a philosopher per se. To be studied philosophy, you have to get a doctorate, blah blah blah. But philosophy itself is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, existence. It can include things like, morality and stuff like that. Let's see, philosopher. So, a person engaged or learned in philosophy. So, engaged or learned, all you have to do is be engaged in wanting to learn about knowledge, about morality, about any of those things. And anyone can do that as long as they're trying to learn about it. It's not really a hard thing. If you ignore it, you're just going to be ignorant and you'll never understand. Even if it's an issue you think you know the answer to, just go look into it, both sides. It's as easy as that. I am no longer shirtless, and I'm about to go out with my dad. So I decided to throw this video down. It's 4 minutes long, longest one I've ever done. So goodbye.